Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. It's time for a girl on time. It's time for
Hi, everybody. Hi, Hunter. Been a while. Nice to see you. Sashina's here. Happy July 4th to my American friends. Most of you are American. I'm so glad to see you on the day of your independence. I know some of you might not have been here a couple days ago, but Canada Day already happened. Don't worry, you can copy us. It's fine. I hope that everybody is doing well today. Obviously there was no live court in the same way there normally is. I wish I would have remembered that when I woke up and did my normal, I don't know what we should call it, addiction, court crawl, look through YouTube to see what's there. So it took me a minute. I was like, what the fuck? Everybody's not. And then I was like, everybody's not streaming. Well, the good news for you guys is I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder of court. I have, I would say, thousands of videos in my computer in different little nooks and crannies of the interwebs where I have been putting court away for us to watch on Independence Day or rainy day, whatever day. Also, I'm wearing my most American of shirts. That's sort of a joke. Of course, it is and it isn't. I do think of American and Coca-Cola, they sort of go hand in hand. You made for me something, Sashina. That's so nice of you. Allie here has the right idea. Tell me what you guys had for your dinner tonight. I want to know what is traditional American fare for Independence Day. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Fantastic jalapeno popper cornbread tonight, topped with candied bacon and hot honey. And yeah, I know it's jalapeno, but I do like to say jalapeno. Try it. Try it right now with me. It's actually very fun. Jalapeno. Anyways, that sounds delicious, Allie. Oh, it's for me. Okay, Sashina. Courtney, you had freedom. So I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Things do go better with Coca-Cola. I love me a Coca-Cola. So grilling hamburgers and hot dogs, fried muskrat, um, a BLT with avocado on it. Yes, I'm down. Yay! Oatmeal cookies. Did you have oatmeal cookies because all your kids were elsewhere, and like you got to eat them all, or did you like? Is that just like you always have oatmeal cookies, but you just ate cookies because your kids were elsewhere, so you don't really have to like, you know, make real meal. Kate Crimson's having bacon. We already know that. Allie's giving the recipe in there. I need to go through another BLT phase as well. Uh, what's GH? Now I'm just not even. What is the video of Sashina? Is it like I can't, I have a hard time playing links, but we'll look at it. Oh, you did! You had a euro. Or how would you say it, Mikey? Thank you, by the way. That's too sweet. Do, 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 do. What did you have to drink with your gyro? Did everybody love them? What is it? Music for me? Oh, well, we'll have to listen to that then for sure. Um, uh, is that a kit that you bought, Mikey? Um, or is that like a standard, like your family's famous tradition that you guys all get together and make every year together? Is that like a standard legend family thing or? Wahoo! Main course, roasted chicken, baked potato wedges with homegrown corn. Holy fucking humble brag and flex. Homegrown corn. Dang. That's amazing. Understood, crazy cat. I like oatmeal cookies for that too. You say gyro like gyroscope because it's more fun sounding. Well, I can't get mad at that. I just said jalapeno. To each their own. And there isn't really a wrong way of saying anything. It's just the way it is. The way it is. I can't click on that link right now, Sashina, but if you Discord it to me, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let's watch this court. Let me set the stage. This is a weird hearing that I got the other day. It is in Texas. It's in custody court in a way, but it's a very unique case. I think we saw part of it. Well, I know I saw part of it. I don't remember where. If I was just on my own watching it, if we watched part of it together, or if it was on another channel. But it is a very weird, I know, it's a weird hearing. I know, I always find these weird hearings, and I think they're great. Christopher Engelby, hey baby, thank you so much. Where have you been? We missed you. What are you doing for is it called the will you call it the fourth? Or because you wouldn't say America Day, would you? Because we call ours Canada Day. So do 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 do. Thank you, Chris. That's amazing. I hope that everybody is staying safe on America Day. I think we'll call it that. Let's call it America Day. Please stay safe. I do know that there's lots of problems, fireworks, etc. We were talking about the case that I got. Right. In Texas, child support court. This baby daddy. Oh, and also they, spoiler alert, admit to lying to the judge and she doesn't like it. Let's just say that. Uh-oh, dog's barking.
I'm not sure if Miss Eschenberg is back. She took a quick break. Do we need to wait for her, Your Honor?
I'm
That's
back.
not why we need her. We just need to move people. But
Oh,
she doesn't
okay.
actually do anything for the docket or for the hearing.
Okay. I just need to bring Mr. Martin. I thought I had brought him in here. Let me get him. I apologize. I'll go get him. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have AC. Thanks, though. Also, I'd like to acknowledge this very prominent do not record sign. It's really good. Thank you. I might actually put myself on top of it, though. We'll see. I can't remember how many people come into this hearing. That's right. One more. Two more? One more. Two more.
Okay. We are live on the record in cause number 24 FD 0360. This is an original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship that was filed February 20th of 2024. All parties. Do we have all parties? I thought we
He
had all
was
parties.
here. I don't know if he disconnected. I saw him come in here, but I don't know where. Let me see if he's in it. Let's see. I think he no, he's okay. He got put in a random room. Hold on. I'm sorry.
You got put in a random room. It's like an escape room Zoom edition.
Okay, I think he's here. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, we are live on the record in cause number 24 FD 0360. This is an original petition in suit affecting the parent-child relationship. This was filed by the Attorney General's office February 20th of 2024. All parties are present on Zoom today. This is a remote proceeding, and I am sitting outside of Galveston County pursuant to the Texas Family Code, Section 201.1045, and I find nobody has filed any objection to proceeding in this manner. Mr. Martin, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Bruce Martin.
Okay, Ms. McIntyre, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Shauna Leanne McIntyre.
And Ms. Gaylor, can you please state your full name for the record, please?
Kelsey Nicole Gaylor.
And it's a little hard to hear you, ma'am. Maybe you can get closer to your device.
Kelsey Nicole Gaylor.
Thank you.
And thank you, Judge. This is Judge Baker, and I'm KCC. And like I said, this is a hearing in Texas. It's very weird. It's just weird from the get-go. And you'll understand in a moment. Is that a hat that he's wearing? Is that a hat? Hi, Mayor. Thanks for being here. Oh, guys, please make sure that you clock in for your shift. Hit that like button. It's the American thing to do today.
And can you all three please raise your right hands to be sworn in? Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may lower your hands. And counsel for the Attorney General's office, please state your name for the record.
Sharon Hernandez for the Office of the Attorney General.
Okay, and Ms. Gaylor, I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna ask, are you driving by any chance? I can't tell if you're,
No, ma'am. I'm just sitting in my car. My other kids wouldn't leave me alone in the house.
okay, no worries. It just looked like it was moving a little, so I wanted to be sure you were safe. Okay. And I guess this is a contested case, Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, a few housekeeping items. The first is I'm an associate judge, so you do have a right to a de novo appeal before the referring court. Also, nobody should be audio or video recording or photographing this proceeding or broadcasting this court proceeding or any part of this court proceeding or any matter related to this court proceeding. Whether you are on Zoom or on YouTube, no one should be doing that. This is a hearing, so even though you're in vehicles or on devices, you should treat this as court. Generally, we take testimony in court. If you're not the person generally, one person is asked questions at a time. So if you're not that person being asked questions, unless you have a legal objection, please don't interrupt the person answering or answer for them. You'll all be given a chance to get asked questions and to speak, so just be patient. And lastly, do you know I'm not with the Attorney General's office, so anything you've spoken to them about today or in the past or given them, I don't have access to, and I don't know about that, and I'm not supposed to. So if there's important things that are important to me making the decisions today, it needs to come out in the hearing, because if it doesn't, I will not know about it. And you may proceed, Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here on a original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship regarding Finley Lane Gaylor, who was born October 26, 2021. Attached to the pleading is the Texas Acknowledgement of Paternity, which was signed by Ms. Gaylor and Mr. Martin on August 22nd of 2023. At this time, the child is residing with Ms. Shauna McIntyre. May I call Ms. McIntyre to testify?
You may do so.
Ms. McIntyre, how old was Finley when he came to live with you?
I believe he was just over a year old.
And what were the circumstances for him going to live with you?
My daughter Kelsey had a CPS case opened on her, and she voluntarily let the children. So, well, I guess I need to rewind, because when the case was open, I had Kelsey's daughter Cameron and Finley. And so there was a CPS investigation about, I think it was treatment of the children or something to that effect. And they decided that The children were to stay with who they were with at the time when they closed the case until we see fit for the children to go back to Kelsey.
Let's just, can we, I don't, okay. I listen to CPS cases that are in court. So it is unusual for me to be dealing with it on this end. But what she's saying is that the child was voluntarily basically given to her by her daughter. And CPS said, when you think it's cool, go ahead and give the kids back. I find that a little hard to believe. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, now, let me backtrack a little. Do you, so Kelsey Gaylor is your daughter, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Bruce Martin is that her husband?
Yes.
And, do you, accept and acknowledge him as the father of Finley?
He's not the biological father, no.
Are you, what are you asking the court at this stage before we go further with a hearing?
I think that paternity needs to be established.
Do you have a name or someone that you believe may possibly be Finley's biological father?
Blake Watkins.
And what leads you to believe he may be the biological father of Finley?
That's who she was with when she got pregnant. That's who she said was his father.
Have you ever
He's-
met Blake? I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Have you ever met Blake Watkins?
Yes, I have.
And when did you meet him?
Gosh, it was before Finley was born, and he's been to the house one time since Finley's been born.
Did he tell you he believed he was the father of Finley?
Yes.
And has he seen Finley? I'm sorry, has he seen Finley after he was born?
He's seen him one time at my house, and I'm not sure about before I had Finley.
All right. Now, do you have any idea where Mr. Watkins is living or is located right now?
Last I heard, he's in Galveston County Jail.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, so
Can you-
you're challenging, I'm sorry.
And maybe I just missed it, but did she say why she thinks Mr. Martin is not the father and beyond just she was dating this other guy?
She said that her daughter stated he was the father and Mr. Watkins stated he was the father.
Okay.
And she stated that, I believe, Miss McIntyre, when did Ms. Gaylor meet Mr. Martin?
It was after Finn was born.
All right. I'll pass this witness, Your Honor.
One moment. Okay. You may call your next witness.
All right, I'll call Ms. Gaylor. Ms. Gaylor, do you know if Blake Watkins may be the biological father of Finley?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. We had my husband sign the birth certificate because Mr. Watkins does drugs and is not a safe parent. Until my mother had him, he had never met my son and claimed that he was not his father, and it was safer for him to just not be in the picture as he is incarcerated right now.
Okay. Do you know where he's incarcerated?
Galveston County.
I'm pretty sure that you just admitted to forging documents, ma'am, in court. You can't lie about that. You can't lie about that. He can adopt the kid, but he can't claim paternity. Look at the judge. She looks miserable. Miserable.
All right, and do you have any idea what the charges are?
He has a motion to revoke for evading arrest or detainment with a motor vehicle and a new charge of burglary of a habitation.
All right, are you asking the court to leave the acknowledgement of paternity in place where Mr. Martin is the father of Finley?
Correct.
All right, pass this witness, Your Honor.
She explained why.
Why? Well, she said Mr.
I don't want you to put words into her mouth.
Oh,
This is a
okay,
very
I'm sorry.
unusual situation, and I'm just trying to,
Yes.
and honestly, I
Oh,
don't know why I'm confused as to why they would even do what they did. Because before you sign an acknowledgement of paternity, you're supposed to be given certain information and you're supposed to be swearing this is the biological father. They're not supposed to be used to avoid the truth, or
Right.
to
Right.
do an adoption and termination. They're not supposed to be used that way. So I'm a little concerned.
Okay,
about
I'll ask
everything
Mr.
here.
I agree. I haven't had this before. So Ms. Gaylor, why did you have Mr. Martin sign the acknowledgement of paternity?
I mean, he is the one that has been taken on as the father of Finley. Finley, as
Did
far as I
CPS
know.
know any of this? Like, I don't understand how this didn't come up when CPS was involved. Because they ask for who the biological father is and they usually try to establish paternity. They did none of that.
Oh, ma'am.
Yeah, did CPS, did CPS ask you who the biological father was?
No, ma'am.
And when did you get married to Mr. Martin?
December 31st of 22.
And at that time, was Finley already living with your mom, Miss McIntyre? All right, and so the acknowledgement of paternity, the two of you did sign it August 22nd and 23, is that correct?
Why did you even go do that? Like, what was the point?
To protect my son.
Plead the fifth. The judge shouldn't be asking her to do this. She's asking her to incriminate herself. Please keep in mind, neither of these people are represented by this attorney. This attorney down here this is a weird cross section of what's happened here. Recently somebody complained about me explaining things like this, but I just talk it out as we figure it out together. So this lawsuit was brought forth because I think somebody applied for benefits for the kid. And when that happens, the Office of the Attorney General gets involved because they want to recoup their money. When the CPS investigation, totally separate situation. The reason, Judge, that CPS didn't look into another father is plain and simple. They lied on the acknowledgement of paternity. So why would they fucking look into that? Oh, they were mad about me swearing too. Whoopsie fucking do.
From what your son was living with Miss McIntyre. What do you mean by protect your son?
My mother took it into her own hands after I asked her not to allow Mr. Watkins around Finley, knowing Mr. Watkins is an unsafe person, and it upset me, and I did not want him to be able to just pick up my son from daycare or something and take off with him, especially since my mother and her now ex-boyfriend were allowing Mr. Watkins around my son, and I didn't want her ex to potentially take my son to wherever he was at and give him to Mr. Watkins and then have a whole other issue with now he's got my child, and I know he does methamphetamine and he hurts people. He hurt me. There's been several court cases or like police documents where he's vandalized my home and terrorized my children and terrorized me over and over and over again, where I knew if Bruce was on, Mr. Martin, whatever you want to say, was on the birth certificate, that gives him legal rights to the child, and Mr. Watkins none.
Legally, this is not how you handle things, but okay, continue, Ms. Hernandez.
All right, now, has Mr. Watkins ever contacted you and said, I want Finley and I want to see him, or I want him?
He said, I think he's messaged me once or twice asking to see him.
And do you remember if that was like a year ago or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
That's terrible. That's actually a very serious fraud that they committed against that father. He may have been on drugs at that point, but that doesn't mean that he isn't the child's father. That's very, very, very bad behavior. Oh my God, Judge Webster would be fucking losing it. I don't know where he is lately. Say a little prayer for Judge Webster in Texas. Hope he's fine. But I mean, you can't do that. That you can't. They're literally misusing the system to withhold this child from somebody that they don't want to see it. And then there's a guy down here on the bottom who's not even biologically related to this child. And uh, so much going on here that's crazy. Hi, Mark. Um, it is quite the night already that we're starting with. I'm a little baffled, to be honest. And the judge, like, she is not happy about this. Yeah, Judge. Ah,
All right, and you're not wanting any financial help or anything from Mr. Watkins?
I want nothing to do with that man.
All right, and is Finley your only child from Mr. Watkins?
Correct.
And what are you asking the court to do regarding this acknowledgement of paternity?
I keep it in place. I would love for my husband to stay on there. If I mean, there's another way we have to go about it and have my husband legally adopt him, then we will. But as
yeah, you have to do that, ma'am. Mayor, yay! Oh my God, thank you. Boom, 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 boom. Do, 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 do. Thank you so much, Mayor. Gifting 5 memberships. Sunday. I don't know why I just desperately want to say Sunday, Bloody Sunday. It's not a Bloody Sunday. We have fun on Sundays. We do Court Watchers Anonymous meetings. If you find that you watch too much court during the week, do your family think that you're weird? Do your friends think the stuff you show them is sort of odd? You'll feel welcome at our Sunday Court Watchers Anonymous meetings, where we don't try and not watch court. In fact, we watch more. Always followed by members only. Thanks, Mayor.
far as I know, is this was the safest and fastest way to protect my son.
All right, pass this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
All right, I'll call Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, are you the biological father of Finley?
Oh, no.
Do you hold yourself out as his father, though?
Yes.
And how old was Finley when you began a relationship with him?
About a year and a half. Yeah, about a year. He was younger.
And okay. And do you know Mr. Watkins at all?
No, I don't, no clue who he is. Don't even really know what he looks like.
All right. Now, when you signed the acknowledgement of paternity, where did y'all sign that at? Was it where did y'all sign that?
Where were we living when it was signed? I want to say it was Montgomery County.
I mean, did y'all download it and sign it, or did you
They're wondering who helped you figure out how to perpetrate that fraud. And again, plead the fifth. I know it's silly, but they should not be answering these questions. They're very incriminating. Very incriminating.
how did you sign it is what I'm asking.
I believe it was signed electronically.
All right. And were you in a relationship with Miss Gaylor when CPS was involved?
Before, the first time, no.
All right, and,
Whenever all this stuff happened, we were not together when it happened. We got together after all of this happened.
all right, so, do you visit Finley?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often do you, see Finley?
Um, 2, 3 times a month on
And,
Sundays.
and how does he, to the best of your knowledge, how does he identify you?
Um, I mean, it's either Daddy or it's Bruce.
All
What?
right,
I'm sorry, Daddy or what?
Or Bruce, my
Bruce.
actual name. His older sister lives there and she calls me Brucey, so he gets that, from her. He kind of just hears, and so he goes off what he hears. Sometimes it's Dad, sometimes it's Bruce.
and what are you asking of the court today?
I mean, I would like for him to come home, but there's certain things that we have to do. There's certain ways we have to go about doing stuff. I mean, I want to get it done and over with so it's not lingering over our head anymore.
So are you ultimately wanting Finley to move home to where you and Ms. Gaylor live?
I would love for that to happen.
All right, and how do you feel about, or what is, are you, I guess, now, how do you feel about, if there's a DNA test regarding Finley and this, Mr. Watkins?
If it'll make the court happy to have a DNA test done, then let's do it. I know I'm not his biological father. I did sign the paternity paperwork because I felt like it was in the best interest of keeping Finley safe. So, I mean, if the court rules that we need a DNA test, then by all means, let's do it. I would love to keep, what we have in place currently in place.
All right, pass this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have anything else?
Uh, do you, yeah, I can continue, Miss, we call Miss McIntyre.
Okay,
Ms. McIntyre, are you asking, that Finley remain, with you in your possession, in a court order?
I haven't filed for anything, no.
Well,
And
we're
and
here,
we
we're here for an order where Finley should live, who should pay child support. So we're here in the hearing. Are you asking for a court order that Finley remain with you and you are the conservator with the right to designate where he lives?
if we can do it on a temporary basis, then yes, I would like to see that. I feel like a few more changes need to be made on my daughter and Bruce's side. They're doing great. They're making great strides, but I don't think they're quite there yet to take on another child. And I know she's going to be upset with me and she's going to be mad and she's going to call me everything but a white woman. I'm not doing this to hurt her. This is for Finley.
All right, now, there's a
What? What did she just say? I've never heard that saying before. But today is July the 4th and I'm Canadian, so I'm learning about America. Is that an American saying? Let's just back that train up here about 15 seconds. Okay, how about 40 seconds?
Then yes, I would like to see that. I feel like a few more changes need to be made on my daughter and Bruce's side. They're doing great. They're making great strides, but I don't think they're quite there yet to take on another child. And I know she's going to be upset with me and she's going to be mad and she's going to call me everything but a white woman. I'm not doing this to hurt her. This is for Finley.
All right, now, there's a document that was marked as, your exhibit A. And it's been exchanged. Do you, have that in front of you? Do you know what exhibit A is?
I do not have it in front of me, no.
All right, you provided it, I don't know, do you want me to share screen or have her pull it up on her phone?
Is it the
Up to you,
CPS
Ms.
paperwork?
Hernandez. It's your exhibit.
Okay, yes, Ms. McIntyre, that's what it is. So, have you identified it? And what is it?
I believe that's from the caseworker from CPS, where we all had our meeting. And it states that the children were to remain with who they were residing with at that time until we see fit for the child to go back to mom, which is my daughter Kelsey.
Again, that is so weird. That's not weird, Mark. You're amazing. 20 more people coming to members only. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do. Also, I apologize about what I believe was her racist comment. Honestly, I think that was racist, what she just said. That's terrible. Ma'am, have some decorum. We're in court. I mean, I too am flouting the rules a little bit by recording it, but you know what? That's me. I'm in Canada, out of the jurisdiction. Mark, thank you again so much. So much. Amazing. And yes, Sunday is members only, each and every Sunday. And I thought that she was too.
And this, document, did you alter it in any way?
No, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to admit this in as your exhibit A?
Sure.
Your Honor, the Attorney General's office does not have an objection.
Ms. Martin, do you have any objection to this being admitted as exhibit A? Sir, do you have any legal objection to me admitting this document as exhibit A? I can't hear you.
No,
Okay, Ms. Gaylor, do you have any legal objection to me admitting this as exhibit A?
Oh, ma'am.
And give me a
Thank
moment
you.
to read it.
Okay, yes,
It's
Your
quite
Honor.
lengthy, and I am trying to, this is a lot to take in.
Yes.
And I can't help
Also
thinking there
about
might be something in the statute about abusing the AOP process like this, but I'm not sure, so I need some time.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
That means shut up, Sharon.
And I can't help but just I can't wrap my head around the fact CPS didn't address this issue in some form or fashion either. So give me a moment.
Yeah. Again, they lied, Judge. They lied to CPS. He wasn't even fucking there when CPS was involved. I guess it's not racist. That's good. But I will give the judge a minute here. I haven't paused it. This is her taking in real time. It's a lot to take in. That's what she said. Also, Shauna ratted out her daughter. Nobody knew this except for her, and she went and asked for the frickin' DNA test. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Oh my goodness. I feel like it is. I don't know. Is she? You think so, Mark? That she's I don't know. I didn't understand much of what's happening in this hearing, to be honest with you. And the judge just seems taken aback. Like I said, there was people, they admitted to some serious, some actual crimes here, like birth certificates and vital statistics frauds and etc. At least Sharon's got the idea now. She shut the fuck up. Is he at a military base? Who the fuck's yelling? The judge is literally, she was literally. Oh, geez. Oh, she's back at it again. It's a good stretch, Judge. Are you stretching or what are you doing? Is she reading a sideways document or stretching? What do you guys think? Oh,
You can continue.
I'm sorry, Ms. McIntyre, this document, this plan, when did, this go into effect, if you recall, or if you need to look at the document?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
If I would represent on the document, it says September 2022. Is that about the time you recall this going into effect?
Mm, probably, yeah, if that's what the document says.
And were any of Miss Gaylor's children residing with you before September of 2022?
Yes.
And why were they living with you before this went into effect?
I've had her oldest daughter, Harley, since she was little. I got custody of her when she was 4. She's now 9.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well,
and
regarding, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then I had Finley at the time of the CPS stuff. I also had Cameron for a little while until she finished school, and then she went with her biological father.
All right. Now, why is Finley still living with you today?
Kelsey and Bruce weren't real stable in the beginning. They had moved a few times, and their relationship was still very new. And I just didn't feel comfortable returning him until they've had a chance to get stable. And I feel like they're on the right path now. They do have a home that they're in the process of, I believe they're renting to own. And I just don't think they're quite there yet.
And in your opinion, what steps do you believe they need to take such that you would feel comfortable giving Finley to them?
The house needs a little bit of work. Like, I know they don't have AC right now, and we know we live in Texas. It's extremely hot, and I need them to try to work on that. And I know it takes.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I listen to lots of Texas child abuse cases. Basically, AC. You're not required to have AC. Just like you're not even required to have a car, although it's easier and it makes it a lot easier on you. You can't criminalize people for being poor, and you can't refuse to give them their child back because they don't have AC. I'm getting Karen vibes from Shanna or Shauna or whatever the fuck her name is down there. Um, ratting on them about the paternity thing, not letting the kid back, all these that I'm getting weird vibes. I'm getting weird vibes. And we do rent, you can do rent to own here as well. My old boss used to do it. I think they call it lease to own, but basically you you pay a deposit and then you pay the rent, but if you ever miss out, then you forfeit your deposit and you basically have to move. And so he ended up doing it like 3 or 4 times, but every time that he did it, people would stay for quite a while. So they took good care of the properties he found, better than the average tenant, because they were intending to buy it and own it, you know? Now, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be better to have AC. What I'm saying is that's not a reason to withhold a child from a home. If she had said, the floors aren't finished, or there's no running water, or there's no electricity, then we have a problem. But what would we be, is she just going to take the kid what in the winter? Like, would she have the same problem in the winter? So if this was September or October or whatever time it gets cool, would this still be the same problem? Like, what I'm saying is, when asked what they need to change, her first answer is AC. That tells me that there's not a lot of other hot things high on that list, you know?
Takes money, and I know Bruce just got a new job, and I understand that. But I just feel like that needs to be addressed before he goes back.
Now, in the beginning, when your daughter would visit Finley, was that supervised visitation?
Yes.
And are you
She
still
has
doing?
she
Oh,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
she has supervised visitation with Harley as well. And we do that once a week.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Finley. So what type of visitation did she start out with Finley?
Supervised.
And was that supervised by you?
Yes.
And is it still supervised?
Yes, ma'am.
So how does that go?
Her and Bruce, if he's not working, and the new baby and Cameron, if she has Cameron, if she's not with her daddy, they come to the house on Sundays, and we usually spend most of the day together.
Now, did CPS ever tell you to call them up and say, I'm ready to get Finley back, or what's?
No, it was just stated to us that when we see fit for the child to return to Kelsey, we could return the child or
And when you
children.
say, okay, when you say we, who's we?
The person that the child was with. So in my case, it would be me. When I see fit for Finley to be returned, that I could return him.
All right. Now, the document that's been admitted, is that specifically written in this document, or was it told you?
It was both. It was written and then conveyed verbally.
All right. So on the document, do you know exactly where it says?
Yeah, where is that one, Shauna, where it says, just check with Shauna. Whenever it's cool with Shauna, cool with us too.
Because it's your exhibit,
Honest-
it's your document. So,
Right.
Before we
And
get too down this
unfortunately, I
road-
don't.
Before we
sorry.
get too down this road, at this point, I mean, maybe I just missed it. I know I heard Mr. Martin, who is not really even related to this child, say he wants the child back. Ms. Gaylor, I'm not sure said that. Ms. Gaylor, are you asking for the child back at this time?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am, I am.
Okay, Ms. Hernandez, I'm thinking I might refer this to district court at this point.
okay.
It's a lot here.
Right. And it's, right.
I mean, my gut instinct is to order the DNA because they basically lied on a government document. And that's not how this works.
I say, Your Honor, I wasn't trying to do anything illegal or wrong. I was just trying to protect my son.
That doesn't change anything though. So, but if it was just an issue of dealing with paternity and then dealing with your actual pleading here, that would be something 4D could handle. But if we're dealing with a custody dispute with CPS involvement, I think that has tipped the scales beyond 4D court.
Do you want to order the DNA And when that's done, refer it, because if he's in Galveston County Jail, we could move quickly to get that done. Whatever I'll leave it to your discretion, Your Honor.
And Ms. McIntyre, you're still requesting genetic testing? I guess, why are you asking for genetic testing? How did this issue come up?
I'm not even sure. I mean, I had filed for TANF for help supporting Finley, and then I got paperwork that we had to go to court. I'm not sure how all this went about. I didn't know we were going for custody or any of that. I thought it was just going to be a child support order.
I can't do child support without addressing conservatorship and visitation. Do you all want to talk a little more? I feel like I'm dealing with issues that I'm not sure you all want to address.
If we can all go in a breakout room, that would be great.
Are they allowed to do that, Ms. Hernandez?
If they feel comfortable, if they've been all visiting at Miss McIntyre's home, I believe we can put them in a one room, and I can converse with, because this issue was just brought up to me today, so I'm in the same boat. But I'm fine if we make like one room and we all go in there. And Mr. Martin, do you need to leave, or what's going on?
No, I just wanted to say, you know, since apparently we did something out of order or not the right way, as far as, you know, me signing this birth certificate, you know, if there's a certain way that we need to go about doing it, or we need to redo something in that regards, I don't have a problem going down that path and doing whatever it is that we have to do it the right way, so it's done legally, so we don't come up with issues like we're obviously running into, and it's mind-boggling because it wasn't done in a way that we didn't know, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So if we got to redo whatever it is we got to do for me to be legally whatever I need to be on however it needs to be done, I have no problem going down that path. You know, whether we have to go to an actual adoption agency and file that paperwork and go down that road, you know, we can go that route too.
Well, just a little wrinkle in your plans here, Brucey. Reminder, the child does have a real dad that in court paperwork now has been identified. In fact, they've requested a DNA test. And let me just tell you, you can't force somebody to give a child up for adoption. So you might be shit out of luck.
You know, I've only heard negative things about his biological father, and then putting two and two together, seeing him in jail for the same things that I've heard stories about. It's only humane to not want someone in that nature around children, you know, because now he's going to expose that child to things that are not very good nor healthy for the child, you know. So if we got to go
Okay,
down, you
thank
know,
you.
Okay, and let me, I want to stop the record in the YouTube for a moment.
And that's where that ended. Very odd case. Really, really strange. Very, very, very strange case. You saw as much as I did. That's all we had. She fucking pieced out of there quick. That was, again, she's referring it to district court. That's what I'm realizing as far as I can tell. But just a very much, that was yeah, the judge was literally like, nah, I don't think so. Plus it was asking a lot. I mean, this is not a custody court in a sense. This is, or a CPS court. This is a child support court. I know. OMB, that was I saw it, Sashina. I've got a link now. I'm gonna try and figure out a way to listen to it, but I have a link now, Sashina. Thank you. And B, that case you should rewatch if you want later because it was weird. It's a Texas case, and they admitted to falsifying the acknowledgement of paternity in front of the judge multiple times to the judge. Yes, I see that, Sashina. I can't pull it up while I'm live, but anyways, we have another case here. Let me set the stage for this case. Generally, I do blur out children or put them sort of in like block their faces or whatever. But this kid is very close to aging out of the system in a way, but it also is a reference to what we talked about at Members Only recently, um, which is my personal problem when governments, justice departments, people are willing to put a lot of money into children to institutionalize them as teenagers, but they don't want to put the money in when they are little to prevent that from happening. So this case here, a little bit of a unique look at that. And let's get going.
Great. Ms. Jackson.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. We're here for a review hearing in the matter of Javid Rogers. Present via Zoom, we have Javid. We also have his mother, Miss Katie Rogers. We also have his attorney, Mr. Roman Kasork, who's been appointed to represent him, and myself, Amanda Jackson, probation officer assigned to the case. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor. The last time we met on Javid, it's been some time. Javid has been AWOL since October of last year. So he's been AWOL for several months from his mother's home. According to Javid, he has been staying with some friends and staying with his girlfriend as well. Javid was brought into detention and picked up by GRPD from his mother's home back on June 17th. He was placed in detention where he has continued to remain. Since being in detention, I've had the opportunity to meet with Javid on multiple occasions. During my encounters with Javid, his attitude and maturity levels seem to change a little bit and shift since I've had him on probation. I've had Javid on probation for a couple years now, and I've noticed a difference in terms of his attitude. This was the first encounter with Javid where I was able to see that he took accountability for his actions in terms of being AWOL, not being accountable to the courts. Javid has a lot going on in his life right now. Javid's girlfriend is currently expecting a child. He wants to be there. Javid wants to be there for his child. He's stated this many times before. He doesn't feel that a placement for him away from his child and expecting girlfriend will be helpful to him. It will be more hurtful towards him. He wants to be a part of this. He has a whole plan in terms of finding a job. He's spoken to this worker and reported that he will participate in any counseling, therapy, group sessions that's ordered by the court, and he's going to follow those expectations. Again, this is the first time I've ever heard Javid speak in that manner in terms of what he's going to do as a father and step up and be accountable to the court. So it probably comes as a shock to the court that I'm recommending, Your Honor, that Javid be returned back into the community to his mother's home. We do know that there's some Ms. Rogers has been taking parenting classes with Cole Williams. She did complete those parenting classes. She is willing to do what it takes as well. So we are really going to be hammering down on Javid and Ms. Rogers in terms of holding them accountable in terms of these probation expectations. So Your Honor, I'm asking that Javid be returned back home, that he finds a job, that he enrolls in school. I'm asking that he participate in parenting groups himself. They have parenting groups that they offer through the Alpha of Grand Rapids program, the men's program. So I'm asking that he participate in those. Girlfriend as well can also participate in these parenting classes. I'm asking that he, once he's enrolled in school, that he continues in school consistently, no suspensions, and do what he needs to do. Right now.
So I want to point out the reason that I thought this case was really, really important to listen to is because I really hope that I think that they should be ordering intensive parenting classes. Not like 10 hours, not 20 hours. I'm talking about months and months long, as intensive parenting classes as you can get for him, along with all those other recommendations. I don't know if the court recognizes how good that would be for the child that is about to be born, to prevent that child from ending up in front of this judge in 12 to 14 years. They do have classes like that though, because there are intensive parenting courses that I've seen CPS require people to go through, which tells me that they're available. They're available via I've seen it done via counselors. I've seen it done via systems. I don't think online will work for this. I think it has to be, absolutely has to be in-person, hands-on training. My point about this, and we've talked about this, is that this child is in the justice system. It's costing a lot of money to handle this, and to send him to an RTC, a residential treatment center, could cost hundreds to thousands of dollars a day. So just keep that in mind on the back burner, that we're willing to spend thousands of dollars a day on this child to incarcerate him or to put him into a residential treatment center in another state. And then remember how much they're willing to put in to help him be a good parent and to prevent that his child from entering into the system. Here's the reality. I don't know why it's not as easy for parenting these days. I don't know how to fix the problem. The only way I can think of to fix this problem that's right in front of us right now with him isn't to toss him into a residential treatment facility where he's likely not going to get anything good out of it. But if you're willing to spend $30,000 a month, believe me, you can impact a child or people at the base level, especially for a new baby. Imagine that, $30,000 a month. That's what they're willing to spend on him to put him in the RTC. Now, will they be willing to spend on that to prevent his child from getting sucked into this system?
I would like for him to have a Network 180 assessment prior to him leaving detention. So I'm asking that he remains in detention pending the Network 180 assessment and appointment. So that way we can get wraparound services in place for the family. This is going to be a different time around on probation. He knows the expectations, and any mess up, we'll be right back here in detention and we'll be looking at a long-term placement. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kosarik, any questions?
Ms. Jackson, when do you anticipate the Network 180 assessment to occur?
It could take up to a couple weeks.
Okay. And likewise, I noticed in your report that when he turned himself in, that he tested positive for THC. Do you have a plan for Javid to actually address his substance abuse issues?
Yep. So with the Network 180 assessment, a substance abuse piece is involved in that assessment as well. At that time, if necessary, we will move forward with the substance abuse counseling as well.
And I assume that Ms. Rogers is anxious to have this young man back home.
That is correct.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Right, thank you. Ms. Rogers, if you would unmute. Any comments, questions, or concerns about the recommendation?
I have a question about, will David be kind of feel more comfortable with him being placed on tethered? Was Amanda able to reach out to Jeff Richardson to find out if he was eligible for a tether or not?
So I was able to reach out to Jeff Richardson for months. He did keep the tether all the time. He just never charged it. According to the email that I received from Jeff, he will put David back on tether if it's the order of the court. Ideally, does he want to put him back on? No, but if it's ordered, yes, he will be placed back on tether, which it will be ordered.
So,
sure.
I just making sure. Okay, yeah, it's fine.
She sounds like she's being offered the extended warranty at fucking Best Buy. Yeah, I guess. I mean, how much is it? Is it $15? And for how many years? Three more years or what? Like, seriously, she sounds literally like she's fucking making a choice on something so flippant. Yeah, I guess, you know. And honestly, what she's gonna say here is gonna piss us all off. It pissed me off the first time I heard it.
Ms. Rogers,
Be
would you turn your camera-
responsible.
Actually, I got it. Go ahead. I turned
I'm
off your
sorry.
video. You're
You're
fine.
breaking up.
You were breaking up, so I turned off your video so we can just hear you, and so hopefully we'll be able to hear you better. So go ahead.
Oh, I had to go outside. It's always like that. But I just, David needs to be responsible. He needs to do what he needs to do. I'm really tired. It's really hurting me. That my kids are they keep messing up. I do have I have my daughter Autumn. She's home. She's doing really well. She's working. She's doing the right thing. Cato's always doing the right thing. He's never in trouble. Noah's Noah. Back and forth, but he's not getting in trouble with the law. So right now I'm just down to Macy and David, working on them really hard. I just like I said, I just hope David does the right thing and we don't have to keep going through this. But I am willing to work up with him again. I'm willing to do this again and hopefully he does the right thing.
All right. Thank you. David, anything you'd like to say?
Yes, yes, Your Honor. I feel like all I'm asking for is one chance, and like I'll get a job. I already plan on where I work. I plan on working on Taco Bell and Little Caesars with my sister, and
Hey, that's actually better than some people. I will give it to him, and I don't make fun of fast food or food service workers because that's a fucking real job, and there is no shame in that. But proof is in the pudding. You need to get that job and do it. Get two jobs. I think get 2 jobs. That would be the best. Get 2 jobs.
and otherwise, the school I'm about to do link learning. So like during school hours, I can still work to provide for my daughter, and like still go to school. So like I could work out on school like before I go to bed and stuff. So like I got more opportunities. So I got more space to make more money. Otherwise going in the streets to make illegal money. So I can just work on that. And I feel like all I'm asking for is one chance to go back in the community for my daughter and like all I'm asking for is one more chance.
Okay. So, all right. I guess I would ask, what's different this time around? Because I've heard similar things from you before. So what's different?
It's different because I'm like I got a kid on the way. I got a kid on the way now. Like I gotta change my that's life changing. So I feel like I gotta change. I gotta be more mature. Like just joyriding, stealing cars and stuff, going out partying. I can't do that no more. So like I'm trying to be here for my daughter. I'm trying to provide for her. I gotta stop doing. I feel like I gotta stop doing a lot of stuff I do. I gotta cut off a lot of people I talk to. So it's like, this is just different. I gotta change a lot of stuff I do.
All right.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? Will the judge do what is being asked of her? Will she give him one more chance? He's been literally AWOL since October. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Holy fuck, is the baby? Oh, well, maybe she didn't get pregnant right at the beginning, but that's pretty close. So, oh, geez. Let's see what the judge does. Is she going to lay down the hammer or is she going to roll out the red carpet?
Well, I really hope that that's the case. So, I mean, you can do it. I know you can. And everybody's rooting for you. So, Mr. Kosarik, statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just like probably the court and everybody, I was a little surprised with the recommendations of sending him back home based upon his prior history. However, I believe that Ms. Jackson is reading him appropriately. It looks like he's maturing. He's really taking this upcoming fatherhood actually seriously, which is good to see. And maybe that will also motivate him to do the right thing. What's impressive, though, is that when he was able, I don't see any new law violations at all. So that's a big plus. He did disappear for quite some time. However, he kept in contact apparently with his, which is positive too. I think that the recommendation of Ms. Jackson's is appropriate. I would ask the court adopt those. I would further ask that maybe it'd be wise to have Javid actually sitting on a FOC hearings for one morning or one afternoon to kind of give him an idea of what happens if you don't take care of your child.
Do you hear that, guys? He actually recommends as somewhat of a punishment for this guy to do what we do voluntarily all the time, which is listen to friend of the court hearings. Oh, I think that's fucking hilarious. Sentencing him to be a court watcher. I love it.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. I believe the recommendations are appropriate and will adopt the recommendation as my order. I really hope you take advantage of this opportunity, Javid. Again, we're kind of sticking, or I'm sticking my neck out here. And so is Ms. Jackson, to give you another chance. But when I say this is it, I mean it. This is it. As she said, if you end up back in detention, for whatever reason, the next step is going to be an out-of-state placement a long way away, because that's all we've got left for you. So unless you want that to happen, you got to start making good decisions, better choices. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'll continue Mr. Kosarik as the attorney in this matter. And what is the date for our next hearing, Ms. Gibson?
We could do September 3 at 9 a.m.
Well, we should check in on him.
It works here.
Okay.
Works for me
All
too.
right. It's a little sooner than we normally do, but I think given the circumstances, that's appropriate. And I know I'm based on what Javid has said today, that we're going to hear a very positive report at that time.
Will that be via Zoom or in person, Judge?
Via Zoom at this point.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Your
good-
Honor.
Wow. Given a chance like that, amazing. Apparently, well, I already knew I have some of the best people in the world in the chat. Sashina made me a song and a video, and I haven't watched it yet. So should we watch it together? I did download it so that we can watch it. I did click on it on my phone. I did see videos of me. Funny enough, I'm embarrassed when I watch videos of myself, but I think it'll be okay because I don't think it's my video or I don't think it's my voice. I think it's Sashina's creation. So let's watch that together. Now I'm gonna create frame while I put it up on the screen, but it's just gonna be for a second and then it'll be good. Okay?
My kitchen, where we what you call stuff your bitches. We're off to Sally Port. We gonna see what's the curtain, Porter and Kim, custody and juvie. PPOs and PCC, so city it's about to come watch KCC, nothing else we rather than go watching court in Paisley's kitchen. My tops are short, so quit your bitchin'. I'm KCC, hotter than an oven, sharper than a knife. Gastronomic lovin', sweeter than sugar, I definitely have spice. Look at watching court in Paisley's kitchen. My tops are short, so quit your bitchin'. I'm KCC, hotter than an oven, sharper than a knife. Gastronomic lovin', sweeter than sugar, I definitely have spice.
Wow.
We wanna see when's the car come. Porter, the Kim, custody and juvie. PPOs and PCCs, so city it's a blather, come watch KCC. Nothing else we'd rather than go watching court in Paisley's kitchen. My tops are short, so quit your bitch. I'm KCC, hotter than an oven, sharper than a knife. Gastronomic lovin', sharper than a knife. Gastronomic lovin', sharper than a knife. Gastronomic lovin'. Where we watch call stuff the bitchin'. Gastronomic lovin'. Let's go. Let's go.
Do you see that it says you need better theme music? And Sushina took that one to heart. This is amazing, Sushina. We're gonna let it play. I am so red. That is not entirely all the OnlyFans light. I am literally red, laughing and smiling. This is so beautiful, so amazing.
Let's go. Sweeter than sugar, I definitely have spice.
Are those the words? Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. My tops are short, so put your bitches.
We're off to Sally Port. We gonna see.
Oh my god. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That was amazing. I have a lot of outfits, don't I? Also, there was a couple shots in there. I looked really skinny. I don't know how fucking high up my camera must have been for some of those to make me look so skinny. That was amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to work part of that into my intro. I'm also gonna hotter than an oven. I love it. I can't believe you did that. I'm so thankful and grateful. You guys are the best. Oh, you guys, it was a group effort. You're so sweet. And it was so great. So much cleavage. So much, so great. That's amazing. You guys are great. I have the best fans in the world. I feel silly calling them fans. Calling y'all fans. I am so I am like I don't know why I am embarrassed. Like I will sit live all day long, no problem, but I will very, very rarely watch myself again. That would be like hell to me to have to go through all my videos and pick out those things. But I love that you guys did that. I so appreciate that. I know. I know. I miss my old kitchen. That house sold, by the way, guys, for over $1.5 million. So there will be no more of those kitchens. Um, I think a lot of that was from KCC 1.0. If you're wondering, you're like, wait, I have never seen a lot of that. That's probably because it was from on the 1.0 channel. KCC 1.0. Yeah, I know. I think that's true. I think it is true. It's mostly, I actually don't like hearing myself mostly, but this was perfect. This was great. You guys picked out lovely shots. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that we listened to that. That's so fabulous. We'll listen to it again in members only this week for freaking sure. My Discord still links to 1.0, not 2.9. Well, shit, I didn't even realize we made 2.9. Oh, 2.0. Yeah. Okay, I'll fix that. Oh, seriously, Sheena, and anybody else that worked on that, appreciate that so much. I will go play it to other people in this house to what I'm sure will be raucous laughter. Ooh, 6.9. I know. I used to walk around a lot. That kitchen studio, which is what I'll call that, was perfect because I would actually cook live all the time because I lived with people that needed to eat and that was the kitchen that we cooked in. But but behind the scenes, it's actually incredibly intrusive to have filming like a big enough TV, computer, all that kind of stuff in the living or in the kitchen in the middle of it to do that. Some people used to tell me that they thought that background was fake and I would like lie on top of it because it wasn't fake. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. Made my day. Made my absolute day. Now, remember, today was Thursday. It was Independence Day. And I'm so thankful for all y'all's independence and the fact that all of y'all's courts post so that we can watch together. Um, remember, I'm gonna have to work this into the outro or the intro. But for tonight, we'll just have to go with the old one. But remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.